Welcome to the beautiful Lot 1 here in the city of Lansing. I am excited to announce today that we are going to be moving to the next phase of the City Hall development. Clearly, we had a proposal, we put it out there, council did their due diligence. We don't have support to purchase the Masonic Temple building. As always, I greatly respect the legislative duties of our city council members, and in this case they have decided, at least on a half and half vote, they've decided not to purchase the Masonic Temple. So we move on. We are thrilled that the legislature has given us $40 million. We want to make sure that we use that and we use it quickly. So we did a long look at what city property we have. Anyone that has talked to me in the last 6.5 years knows that one of our big priorities is to look at surface lots. Lansing was rated as the number one city in the nation on surface parking, which is not something I ever want to be rated as number one on. And I'll blame that on the state for like 2/3 of that parking. But we have this parking lot that we're standing in now. This, for those who don't know, was the old Boar's Head Theater. If you Google it, you can see it, but those who've been around remember Boar's Head, which was torn down. I think Dominic cried. So we took a look at where we can go. What's the best option? And when you look at rehabbing a parking lot and taking it offline and building City Hall, this one was the best. This was the best option. It is about an acre, so it's significant in size. I think we can park about 115 vehicles here, although very few of those actually park here, so there's not a loss of parking revenue. There's a variety of benefits to using this property. Again, the first one is urban infill. As you come off the highway, Grand now being two ways, we're going to see more traffic. We're going to have infill here where we had a parking lot. It gets the parking lot redeveloped, which I mentioned. We're only a block away from the Ovation, which is going to have 2,100 people several times a night, in addition to Graywall Hall and all the activity going on in our downtown. This lot borders Cherry Hill, which is Lansing's only historic neighborhood. And one of the conditions in the legislation was looking at historic, and we will be bordering a historic neighborhood, bringing our city employees here. This is a decision we can move immediately. We know that again, the legislature's back in. We want to show them that we are moving down the field using these dollars, and we can move immediately on this lot. I do want to say we don't have a lot of details. Right? We know where we're going to go, but we don't have a lot of details. We have an old study that we did in 2019, which looked at this property, so we know we can do it. The floor plate is a little different than the Masonic Temple, so we have to make sure we can figure out all the offices and where everyone's going to be and all the different details. This is transparency for me. We have made this decision, and today we are sharing it with you. I've shared it with all 8 city council members, and today we share it with the public, and we will continue to provide that information. I continue to want a customer service center on the first floor. I think for our residents and for our users and our citizens and our visitors, having that one place where they don't have to go to they don't have to go one place to pay their taxes, or one place to buy a permit, or one place to pay their parking ticket, doing it all in one place, that is really important for me. We are right across the street from the CTC, from the CATA Transportation Center. So we are directly on a bus line, but not just on a bus line, we're on the bus line where all of the bus lines meet up. So anybody that needs to do business or needs anything from their city government can come right here to our CTC and move in. We are looking at other cities that have done a ground up build. So we'll try and steal ideas from others, because this is a ground up rather than a repurpose. But we don't have a whole lot of other details. And I'll take questions at the end, but the answer is, we don't have a whole lot of other details, because we are letting the public know this is what the plan is going to be, and as the plan increases, we will continue on. I will say that we do continue to look at a regional impact and how we can do things with other regional agencies. One of them, and I know we've got the CEO of CATA here, is CATA. As they look to do more with the neighborhood here and with our city and our downtown, as they look at options for their headquarters and right-sizing their operation, we are having conversations with CATA about can we include them in our build. And I would love to do that. So they're working with the legislature as well, and we've got Brad Finkbeiner here who can always discuss or answer questions. But we still want to make this as much of a regional partnership as we can to try and utilize one facility for different purposes. Their board can meet in a in the council chambers when council isn't using it. There are efficiencies that can be had. So we're going to continue to look at all of those things. As I mentioned, we can move fast because we don't have to look at a building or purchase or anything like that. But it is important to me that our city council is informed and that they are aware and that they're supportive. And I've got two council members here today. I've got Councilman Peter Spatafor, Councilman Ryan Cost. I want to thank you both for being here. I want to invite either or both of you up to say a few words if you're interested. Head nods? Yeah. If you guys want to say a few words, come on up. All right, Peter first, then Ryan.
Thank you, Mayor Shore. Thank you, Mayor Shore. I'm proud to stand here with you today. I'm glad to stand with a mayor who found solutions that work for our city. We had a few obstacles getting here, but this new city hall is absolutely a win for the citizens of Lansing. Sometimes when you serve, your legacy can be about what you build in your town, and Mayor Shore and the city council, we're going to build this city hall together, a one-stop customer service center for our residents to make sure that they have the services they need. I do want to acknowledge a few people, specifically our state lawmakers, Senator Anthony, Representative Witwer, Senator Singh, and Representative Devendorf for their support of the capital city. For years, we've watched other communities in this state, stand at the trough and take dollars for their communities and support their citizens, and we got left out. That time has changed, and this building will be one of those monuments to a changed mood from the capital to our city. I want to thank our partners who have been working on City Hall for many years. I think this was a discussion that started before I got elected to City Council. Their patience is greatly appreciated, and despite some of the obstacles we face, we will see a new City Hall. This is a historic day for our community and for our residents, and I can't wait to see the new skyline. So thank you, Mayor Shore.
Thank you, Councilman Spatafor. Councilman Cost.
Sorry, I didn't bring a suit. I don't own one. So I am very excited that we have decided to put this here. One of the biggest things when I came into office was our surface lots. This city has so many surface lots, and we're going to repurpose this one. I also think it's important to talk about the fact that we have Rio Town, which is growing, and we have downtown, and there's a major disconnect between the two. And I believe with City Hall going here, the Ovation going there, a tower going down block that way, that this truly is going to revitalize the Cherry Hill neighborhood. And this neighborhood, as the mayor said, is a historic neighborhood. If you haven't driven through this neighborhood, please do so. There are some beautiful houses in here, and I think this is going to uplift this whole area. I'm absolutely excited for this project. I told the mayor when he told me about it that I would support this project. It makes sense to me, and it keeps two buildings on the tax, or adds a building to the tax rolls, doesn't take one off, so you end up with a net plus one building on the tax rolls at the end of the day, which is a good thing for the city of Lansing. So I appreciate everyone coming out today.
Thank you. That's actually a great point, Councilman. We had talked about that quite a bit, about the connection between Rio Town and downtown, and we did talk about that with the Ovation and with the CTC and this building being here, so thank you. Brad, did you want to say a few words? Please. I give you the mic.
Thank you. Hello, folks. Thank you, Mayor. Brad Funkhauser, CEO of CATA and also the Executive Director of E-Tran. First, shout out to my chairman, Nathan Triplett, also president of our union, Steve Solis. You know, the common word here I heard today is neighborhood. We're going to build a neighborhood. We have been looking for a partner for a couple of years. We've even asked the legislature for help with that to put our offices down here. We're in South Lansing. We're a major employer, but we need to have the services and the connections here. I don't know if you've noticed how many buses have gone by since you've been standing here. Think about where those buses are going. This is a central pivot point of the city. I am thrilled that council and the mayor are thinking about this, and it isn't just transportation connections. We're transporting people during their daily lives. We're connecting communities, and it's not just people in need, it's also the business community and our economic development community. I'm thrilled. So we're going to bring services down here. We're talking about a warming center possibly. We're talking about possibly a daycare, but our customer service hub is going to come down here. We too are looking for board space and all those things that allow, you have a podium, that allow the, that allow the public to have access to their government services. Why not do it together? So we are actually going to lower our ask to the legislature, about a third of what we were asking for, and possibly be a partner and a roommate to City Hall. It only makes sense. Thank you, Mayor.
Thanks, Brad. So, yes, and I do want to thank all the partners and everybody that that have been so supportive. We have our friends from the labor community here, from the building construction trades. We have our friends from the Chamber of Commerce and DLI, our chair, and our executive staff. This is an exciting day. And we are ready to move forward. We're ready to do this, and we're ready to do it fast. And then as soon as we can get out of City Hall, I'm sure that question will come. We still have intention to repurpose that building. That's the next step. That's what I've got for you. I appreciate it. Any questions? I'm sure there are none. Questions?
Steve Carmody, Michigan Public.
Yeah.
Okay, this is an announcement about an intention, because you don't have a plan yet. You
Well,
don't have a schematic, you don't have
That's right.
funding. When are you going to have an announcement of an actual plan as opposed to just an intention?
Well, we are coming here. I mean, this is the announcement to say we are. We have been very public with the public to say we want to go to the Masonic Temple building. That's not going to happen. We are adjusting. We are changing. This is where we're going to go. We have initial schematics, which we can show you. We have a study from 2019 done by the Ghaffari Company, which showed that this actually can take on a city hall. I think they actually only had half of the acre used. At the time, we were looking at both city hall, police, courts, the lockup, and we had several different plans. We had a plan for all of it, and then we had what we called a decentralized plan, which was kind of putting different pieces in different places. And then with that decentralized plan, it's the starting place. We're going to have that as soon as possible. Today is the day we begin to construct what it's going to look like. But this is where it's going to be, and I think the public needs to know that this is where this is going to be. The planning, the construction documents, that all starts today.
And what's your goal time-wise, by the end of this year?
We think it'll be about 2 years. The rehab of the Cooley Temple was a year and a half, a year to a year and a half, because we have to start over, not really start over, but because we have to redo all of the construction plans and everything, and then build ground up. I expect it to be about 2 years. I would think it would be 7 months on getting all the construction planning done with the architects and with the builders, and then the other 14 months or so for construction. So I'm going to ballpark 2 years, but again, we have to finalize all the plans and everything. Good questions. Other questions? Please.
With the, I think the state appropriation referenced historic
Yep.
preservation in part of it. Can you talk about how, with this location, historic preservation is going to be addressed with that?
Yeah, it referenced considerations of historic, and I would say two things. One, we gave very serious consideration to rehabbing a building, which is not going to happen, which was a historic, it was an old building. And two, again, we are bordering the only historic neighborhood in the city of Lansing to rehab everything that Councilman Koss said, to rehab for the Cherry Hill neighborhood. I think we have given significant historic consideration, which is what it said in the language in the legislature. All right, if there are no further questions, thank you, everybody, and we'll keep you informed as we go. Thanks.